right there. I was at our front, and it was literally one of those, like, she put out the garbage, and then came back in.
And then I went back out.
Time passed for like 2 minutes, and then we both went to the door, opened it up. It's sitting right there.
But I usually know if someone comes to the door.
You can hear it.
That door squeaks, but I didn't hear anything.
What was your reaction?
I was like, so there's a rose here.
She thought we were gonna get murdered. I thought that it was a love empire. That's what Linda said too. Linda's like, we're all getting murdered. I was like, oh my god, you have to be organizing.
That's where my mind would have gone.
No, and I was like, do we have admirers? That's where my head immediately went.
So wow. I can show you the office.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god, this is a studio. Is this what you would call it? Your
this
studio
is
space?
where I do all my work. I do all my tattooing, all my drawing, and stuff like that in here.
Would you want to smoke a joint?
Yeah.
Okay.
This will be the spot. This will be the spot for it.
This is where it happens.
Yeah, this will be where it happens.
So how did the two of you meet?
I got a tattoo from her. Yeah. I got a tattoo. And I'd been intentionally waiting for someone who identified as a woman or as gender fluid, someone who was black. I wanted to make sure that when I was gonna finally, because I'd wanted tattoos since I was small, allow that energy exchange to happen, it had to be the right person. But it ended up being like the right person in all sorts of ways. Yeah, on a whole next level. And because it was funny too, because even as we're sitting there, right, we were just talking about, we ended up getting into it like just about relationships in general. And so we're there and I'm like looking at her and we're talking about, and I'm like, oh, she's like, yeah, I just sort of want someone that like, we can get up on a Sunday morning and like go get breakfast and like want to be together. And I was like, yeah, me too. And and I want something that we want to travel places together. And she's like, yeah, me too. And like, those like awkward silence. You've been thinking the exact same thing, but you're like, this is not appropriate. This is appropriate for a moment. It was really awkward. Yeah. But like,
a good
awkward. Yeah. You had messaged me because I told Roxanne, who was another one of your friends.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to get a tattoo, and she was like, oh, you gotta go to tea. And I was like, oh my god, I keep on hearing this tea, this natty. Okay. So I go on the Instagram, I'm like, alright, okay, this is the person I'm gonna do it with. But I still was like punking out, because it's like a tattoo, it's your first tattoo. I was punking out. And then I get this text message the next day like, hey, it's T, so I hear you want a tattoo.
Yeah, because my friend,
okay, I guess I gotta do it.
She was talking to gave me the number to text her to make sure she got the tattoo.
Yeah. Oh, I actually did that mug.
She did that mug.
What does it say?
It just has a bunch of quotes I like. So, I want to be the girl that your parents use as a bad example for a lady.
I love it.
By Stacey and Chin. That's the Stacey and Chin quote. And then I've got doing my best to live what I teach. That's Maya Angelou. Remove the kinks from your hair, not from your mind. Remove the kinks from your mind, not from your hair. Marcus Garvey. Which now I don't know if I would still put up a quote from him, but I still would. I don't know. Whatever. I have issues. Love is or it ain't. A thin love ain't love at all. Toni Morrison. And love makes your soul crawl out from its hiding place. And that's Zora Neale Hurston. She's my favorite author. I love her. Yeah. I made this when I was like in my poetry life, when I was writing a lot. I have like a little kid's book I've like been sitting on for like a year that I'm thinking of putting out. Yeah. Actually, Jen Arango, someone who I really admire and appreciate. I met her because she's a doula, and every time she has a client, and she would get their baby a book as her gift to them at my store where I used to work. That's where it tied in as something I was like, this makes sense for me to do as something that I want to publish and put out and put my name behind, that I think is needed, especially the subject matter that I'm working with. It's going to be black, it's going to be very queer, because I wish that I'd had that affirmed a little bit more when I was an infant. Try to make it like concise and quick, the way that you do in like slam poetry with a 1-2 line that'll hit you, that comes from that hip-hop roots, but for children. Because we've had so many contemplations on that as adults, and I think that's still necessary, but I want to carve more space for children to like be their full selves and, not feel that they have this prescribed idea of who they're supposed to be until they get 13 or 14 when they're acting out.
Do you plan on having children?
Totes.
Yeah.
Like, yes, but also, like, I'm terrified. No, because, like, this is the thing. And it's not even pregnancy and birthing that I'm terrified of. It's, like, raising a whole nother human being. Holy fuck. And I have to be responsible in so many ways for giving them the equipment that they need to be safe. And life, especially I think for children of queer parents, like that will be of queer parents, and especially, you know, a parent who sometimes identifies as a woman but is definitely not femme presenting, like that's gonna be a rough go. But I also want to encourage them to like be who they are. I don't want to tell them they're a girl, I don't want to tell them they're a boy. I don't want to bog them down with, you know, feeling like shit about themselves because I accidentally said something or they heard me say something about myself. That's the stuff that scares me about being a parent. How am I going to affect their understanding of self? This one's just gonna have them looking amazing. I know. we were actually at a friend's baby shower yesterday, and seeing them getting like ready for having their child and all of that stuff, and we literally had come down to the understanding that like your main role is you're gonna be the fun parent. Like I know you're gonna be the one that they go to and they're like,
opposite
Mommy's being mean again, she won't let me again.
And in the mind, I'm the complete opposite.
I'm excited to see you.
I know.
They're gonna be
how they
fucking
evolve.
beautiful
Yes, of course.
in so many ways.
Yeah.
And you know, like honestly, I mean, obviously, we're queer, right? So there has to be some serious planning ahead of this.
Yeah.
But I literally want to, like, my idea and thinking of it, I don't know if I should say this so out, but I'm gonna just say it. Fuck it. I want her eggs, and I want, like, because I literally, like, I so deeply feel that there needs to be more of you in this world. And so I would love, like, I think that would be awesome.
Cry.
It's so interesting too to like think that I'd be like surrogate, like I'd be like a surrogate to my own kid, but that still is really exciting.
So what kind of kids were the two of you? Would
Oh
you
my
have played
God.
together in the playground?
I feel like she would have bullied me in the
No,
playground.
I don't think so. I think you would have been annoyed by me. Like I think I would have been that one running after you and being like, Ma, and you would have been like, oh, just go away. Like, there's this girl that won't leave me alone, you know? Like, that's what we would have been if we knew each other as kids. 100%. 100%. Yeah. Because I was full on into my weirdness long before I think you were full on into your, like, glorious weirdness.
Yeah, I think so.
I've just always been a little, like, left of center and sort of unapologetic in it and also terrified of it. Like, I was one of those that, like, hopped, like, scenes and, like, vibes and, like, who I was, and I would do it, like, full on. I would change the music I listened to, the clothes I wear, but it always couldn't be something that everyone was doing because it never felt right to me. I was a kid who wore paisley pants that were bright green, yellow, pink, and orange, and everyone was like, that's weird. When I was 10, I got that manic panic and put it on my little short afro that my mom cut like this small because I didn't like it being combed. So everyone thought I looked like a boy. And then I had purple hair. I always reached out to the people that were popular because they just made more sense to me.
Yeah.
And that's literally what it was. You just make more sense to me. You aren't mean. Like, you have no reason to be mean. I don't understand why people are so fucking mean all the time. So I'm just like, I don't want to be with you. I want to be with you because you're not mean. Like, I can talk to you. So yeah, I was an outcasty kid, but I've sort of always been that. Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, somewhat. Because
Yeah.
there's a massive part of me that's like, love me. But yeah, but you two, yeah, right? But you two,
and then I grew up
for
somewhere
you.
completely different, right? Like, I came here when I was 13. I hung out with myself a lot. You had to figure out your own way of playing. If you had no friend, then you better play with yourself.
And
That's
this is in St. Vincent, you were saying?
this is St. Vincent. And then I grew up with my great grandma, so I was like, I've always been kind of old in my like way that I carry myself and the way I think and stuff. Is like way. Like, people always be like, are you? Like, I always say I'm a grand
You're an old
person.
soul for sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then I had, like, not a lot of friends either, but I also didn't like being around people too much. I really enjoyed being by myself. Still do. About 4 months ago, I went back after 12 years, and it was very interesting.
Yeah.
It was interesting. And I mean, the reason I hadn't gone back so that long is because, I was like, I was scared. I was scared. I didn't know, like, what it was going to be like when I went back there. And it was exactly what I thought it was going to be. I mean, from I got to the airport, it was like, you're a girl or boy? Like, what are you, a girl or a boy? It was like, are you a girl or a boy? And then I got that the entire trip. From I got there till I left. It was like, are you a girl or a boy? Why do you have all those on you? Girls, why do you have that on you as a woman? You shouldn't have so many tattoos.
Yeah.
What are you, a coloring? I mean, I get are you a girl or a boy all the time. And
Even still.
I mean, I get it all the time. It's just something that I always get.
Randomly?
Yeah.
Or
They're not looking at you, they're trying to identify you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just interesting people making kind of random statements on the street.
In general.
Oh, yeah, it happens all the time. Like, especially if we're outside, and
But
because she's also, like, obviously more, like, feminine presenting than I am. It's like, it can get a little crazy.
Yeah. In what way?
Like, you know, the comments sometimes, like a lot of dudes can be a little bit disrespectful.
Yeah.
Sometimes even
people
if
will
we're
walk like they will totally not even consider the possibility that this
I'm,
person
like, with
whose
her.
hand I'm holding is actually my partner, and they will hit on me, or they will, you know, shit. I remember one time we were out at Cold Tea, just having a drink. My entire body language is like this. Like I'm fit. Like my.
You couldn't be clearer.
I couldn't be clearer. My whole body is shifted right towards her. We are in a conversation, and some dude walks up behind me and goes, "I'm wearing an open back dress."
Oh yeah. Oh, I was so annoyed.
Right behind me, up at my neck. Yo, you got a really nice back, eh? And it was an inhale because I knew there was a following comment that was going to come, which we all know where that shit leads. So I just turned around and I was like, actually, I'm not interested in any conversation. I'm very clearly sitting here looking at my girlfriend right now.
And
so
then
please leave me alone. And so then he goes, oh, no problem, my apologies. Great, if it had stopped there. And he goes, because, you know, they still just have to pull their dick out and slap you with it one more time. They go, it's all good, I'm a lesbian too.
Oh,
and walks
yeah.
away. Then, that same night, another person came up and was like, hey, like, and starts to talk to me, and I'm like, and as it's going, right, you get more and more frustrated.
Yeah. I mean, she gets a lot more, like, the sexual stuff, she gets a lot more, whereas I get a lot of, like, the angrier stuff.
Even though it's also unnecessary, I would, like, a totally unnecessary action or something to do, I would just, like, to offset some of that shit sometimes, have someone stop and be like, oh my god, you guys are so cute. Pride, be free. Like, I'm just, like, that's also just as, like, not necessary as what the other people are doing, but at the same time, I would just not mind that to offset it.
Yeah.
So, you know, anyone who hears this podcast, like, if you see us on road, like, just offset that shit or something.
You guys are, like, magic together.
Yeah,
it's like, you know, I can't even.
Sorry, I'm just like, yeah, definitely.
You are.
Yeah, we fight like other partners do. Every fucking relationship does, dating or otherwise, right? We fight. And things get difficult, and we've had hard times and all of it. But, like, literally, very seriously, it's never been an actual contemplation for me that we're going to break up because of it. I don't walk around in anxiety, wondering what you're doing, where you are when you're not here. Like, there's safety and security, and also trust, and I don't think that we possess each other, and that's what allows that to make it feel like magic, and what makes it magic, that's the alchemy for it.
Do you feel like you also get positive attention?
Yeah, we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we totally do. Usually when it's positive, people are like, you're really attractive.
Like when we
These
went
are
to
really attractive couple.
Yeah.
Can I take a picture of you?
Yeah,
that's
if I saw you on
happening
the
at a
street and I didn't know you, I
Yeah.
definitely would. I would, you know, because you do. I mean, physically, but you have an energy about you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When I was 21, I went into a tattoo shop, and I had done a drawing for someone I was seeing at that time, and I got asked if I wanted a tattoo apprentice. I was like,
That's amazing.
let me come back at you with that one, because I was like, my mom is gonna freak the fuck out. That's all I was thinking was, I'm gonna get like beat. Yeah, I'm like, how can I tell my mom I'm gonna be a tattoo artist? And I've never also thought of that. When I came onto tattooing, it was like, whoa, okay, cool, this is weird, I've never thought about it, always loved it. I had like one little tattoo, and then I was working at Blue Notes in the stock room, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try. And then I told him, I'll take him up, and so I started going, and then I just got exposed to a whole different world. I got around more artists, I got to see all these different things you could do with art. Tattooing has helped me to travel a lot, and so has like art in general. I tattooed in Atlanta. I'm going to Chicago in November. I go to New York all the time because I lived here for a year, and I have a whole bunch of work there. I have some friends there that own a gallery, and so I have tons of work in the gallery there. So I have to go back all the time just to kind of make sure everything's good. So I usually tattoo when I get out there. Yeah, that's the plan.
Studio 301, right?
Studio 301 NYC. That's the fam. That's the fam. But I plan on definitely doing a lot more traveling. I love traveling because, like I said, I love taking photos. And so I want to do like travel documentaries. Yeah, we haven't stopped talking since we tattooed.
Wow. That's amazing. That is the ideal relationship.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, totally. But like, I still was like in my head trying to be like, go slow, because like I had just left something, and I was, you know, when you make that final decision, you're like, I'm gonna be independent and celibate, and I'm gonna do this for a year, you know, and then here I have this one texting me, and I'm like, a year. You know? Yeah, I remember you literally saying it to me. I remember having the conversation with you outside the store, and I was still working there, and I was like, I can't do this because I am still excising all of the energies. Because you have to get that shit out, man. I think it's unfair to put that on someone, especially when you want it to go right, you know. Bad lady. So, and you had looked at it, but you had looked at me, and I literally never in my life had someone look at me and say, I'm okay to wait. And not that I'd been like asking her to or anything like that. It was just more like just the fact that someone was like, I respect your decision enough that, you know, and I want to be around enough that, you know, I'm good to wait. Well, that's not what we all want, right? It's just someone who will listen to us and who respects our decisions as independent people, because you don't want to get lost, I think, in a partnership. And although this is my safe space, 100%, I haven't lost myself in it. I've grown more. I've blossomed more independently, I think, in many ways. I mean, Crystal Root and Conjure wouldn't happen if it wasn't for you.
Crystal and Conjure?
Crystal Root and Conjure. So the incense that you were smelling, that was the Blood Moon one. And then I put camphor in it to clean the air. But I'm starting to actually package a lot of the stuff that I do.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And put it out there.
What did you call it?
So the company's called Crystal Root and Conjure.
Beautiful.
It's apothecary and curious from like the hoodoo tradition, the hoodoo practice, which is the actual act of doctoring the root. It's done in voodoo, Yoruba. And so that's where I draw from. Obia as well too, which is what I was taught. Yeah, it's just like finally allowing myself to say, like you have something to offer that isn't really something you can get en masse in the city, especially from a Black woman. And I think something that is rooted in our history is important to offer each other wherever you come from, right? You should be able to have that. Especially Babette at the Witch's Brew has been really helping to fuel me do that too, and be like, this is what I'm doing. Like, if this is what you want to be doing, like, that's what I'm here for. Like, I'm here to help that happen. I want to go get a palm reading.
Yeah.
I haven't
Have you ever
had my
done that
palm
before?
read in a minute. I mean, I don't know how to. That's another step, I think, in divination that I'd like to learn. but that's not something that I've been taught, and I haven't done it for a while. My aunt and my grandma are both readers. They sometimes use tarot. My grandma taught me tarot. They don't even have to dial in. They don't have to reach out. It's just always coming. And my grandma's always been having people come to her. That is what I was taught. But the palm's always been really cool to me. And that definitely comes from Hoodoo tradition as well too, so I want to learn that. When you see that it's in your physical being, not that things are pre-planned, but like that the universe has always had plans for you, right? And that creates an idea of safety, but you have choice, right? Your body changes. We're shapeshifters. We were talking about that outside, right? Things change and you have control over it. It's cool.
Do you think the two of you will ever move outside of Toronto?
Yes.
Yeah. When? What's the plan? Yes. That's good that you're both on the same page.
Yeah, we are.
If you one said yes and one said no.
I have to be on that page. My sister, I have to be on that page if I'm staying here with this woman.
So where are you moving to? What's ideal?
Mexico? No, we're just anywhere.
We haven't decided where we want to move yet because we still want to do a lot of traveling and see what's out there. But South America has been calling me.
Right. I was going to say, I don't see us, like, even South America, though, I don't necessarily see us, like, on this continent, my friend. Like, I don't know that I see myself settling there. I've always had a dream of settling in the mother continent.
Yeah.
That's literally always been my dream. But, I mean, I'm open.
Yeah. I definitely do, however, want to travel through South America. It's been a dream of mine for a while. I want to just go through, and I want to document everything. I want to do some walls, leave my mark.
Are you ladies into psychedelics, like ayahuasca and stuff like that?
Yeah, we wanted to try it.
I think that DMT and ayahuasca, and perhaps peyote at some point, I think will all be sort of important aspects in my journey in connecting, right, and finding some level of ascension to be able to dig deeper, because that's what that's for, right? It's made to help you dig deeper, but it's about properly preparing my body, and I'm still trying to get myself to a place of self-discipline that, before I do the ayahuasca ceremony, I can fast for 2 months and be willing to put myself through that so that I'm not vomiting the whole time through. That's why you do that, because you gotta get everything out already. It's a purging and an opening. The spirits want to see you suffer and offer up of yourself for them to fill you, So I just feel like I gotta wait for that one. But like shrooms are phenomenal. I used to do a lot of acid, and I realized that doing different psychedelics, though the LSD is manufactured, it was one of the things that started to allow me to line up some of the things I was instinctually feeling, some of the theories I was conceptualizing, but were like going against everything I'd been socialized into, and being able to just be like, actually, this all aligns. Actually, everything is making sense. Now, when I do shrooms, I literally am just capturing all of the sacred geometry of the earth. Like, the mathematics are, like, out there. They're evident. They're clear. It's not all these actualizations anymore. It's just seeing things as they are and being able to exist in that bliss. Last time I did shrooms,
I'm so freaking moved.
I'm like,
just feeling your vibe.
Because the last time I did shrooms in, it was at a cottage, my friend's cottage, and she had told us when she's coming down, she's like, my grandfather built this cottage, right? So they were trying to find me almost the whole time we were there. And I was in her grandfather and grandmother's room, vibing with them. And it was fucking awesome. She's actually, and I swear to God, she's actually way more loose than her granddaughter is, and I love it. I love it. That's probably why we ain't friends no more. But like it was cool, and it's always been like that for me. Doing it to get fucked up never made sense, and that's when it became problematic. But I want to respect the medicine before I go there. I have to respect the medicine before I go there, I think. And I don't have the discipline with my body yet. I like smoking cigarettes. Like, I love sugar. Holy fuck. Like, everyone, brown sugar, caramelize it, cook it, just give me cooked sugar. I'm good. I love it. But you know what? That's okay. The Voodoo Queen likes sugar too. We all like sugar. But it's just I don't know sometimes to tell myself, you actually don't need any more, just for the sake of being able to say no to myself. Not because I should, but just because sometimes you gotta say no. I'm an indulger.
Too.
I like pleasure. Ocean and I are well connected. I need some more Oya in my life. I need some more Shango. When I was younger, it was one of those, like, I remember I used to fucking walk around and tell people I was Janis Joplin reincarnated. I used to tell people, I'd be like, no, I'm her. Like, all the time, like, you don't understand. She is me. I've read every biography on her.
Oh, wow.
I think I liked her freedom. And what I appreciated about her was that she did give credit to a lot of the artists before her that inspired who she was. When a lot of white folk singers weren't doing that, you know?
Yeah.
She always gave credit to the people that came before her, and that is important. That's so important. But she definitely, is like so elsewhere. Her like summertime version of Summertime. Are you fucking kidding me?
Did you dress like Janis Joplin?
When I was 16, I did. That was my phase of like, I'm gonna be a hardcore 1960s Woodstock hippie.
Yes.
I went through that phase then. Yeah, 100%. That was right after my like Molly Ringwald backpack 80s phase. And I wore all my mom's clothes from the 80s.
I love it.
Yeah. And
Was your mom like Molly Ringwald in the 80s?
No, fuck no.
Okay, just checking.
In the 80s, my mom was a businesswoman. Like she was in the 80s. She was a 9-to-5 Dolly Partner.
Yes, I sang that yesterday in karaoke.
Oh, that's so
I recorded it.
It's a great track. I love Dolly Parton. She's an amazing songwriter.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Totally. That was not my mom. That was still another one of those finding myself things. I was like, which one am I? Now I'm able to be all those parts of myself without feeling like one negates the other.
Were you adopted into a black family, a white family?
White family.
Okay, how was that experience? That's such a small question for
like a really big ass answer. No. I've contemplated my whole life, so I have a pretty concise answer for that one. At this point, I think that I for a very long time wanted to be my mother, and I think that every child goes through a phase of wanting to be one of their parents, and I think we do that our whole lives in some ways. So I really wanted to be my mother. I did fucked up shit, like try to clean myself with bleach when I was small. I did a lot of stuff like that because the visual thing was huge. My father apparently had a little bit of trouble with me being, because I wasn't supposed to be black either. They were told I was going to be something else, but I popped out half black.
Interesting.
So it was sort of like something that was thrown upon them that they weren't prepared for either. And this is the thing that I've come to understand. Even being someone who has been an activist in like the very this is the definition of an activist as we know mainstream. I don't think that any of their racism was malicious or intended. I don't even think that they realize it. But when you spend so much time trying to get a child that not only looks different from you, but is expressing to you that they are having different experiences than you, and you attempt to make it better by saying, we're all the same, not only are you erasing their experience, but you're attempting to absolve your guilt in being complicit in it. I love my parents, I love my family, and they love me very much. But I do wish that there had been some ability or attempt to understand privilege before they just said, you know what, we'll take the kid anyways. Because I know that was a contemplation. My mother loves the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Loves the shit out of me. She does.
Yeah.
And I love the shit out of her. And I've met my birth family recently, right? And they're a phenomenal family, great people. Yeah, 100%.
When did you meet them?
A few months ago?
Really?
Yeah.
Did you search them out? Or?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd been searching them for a minute. Facebook. They're awesome. They're phenomenal, and they were really cool about like bringing me in. But like, my mom is my mom. I was sitting in a room full of people who look like me, but I have no idea who they are, right? And we're still gonna be getting to know each other. and so she's the center of my world, in so many ways. But it's just, I've really fucked up how socialization can change a familial relationship, because she's my family, as far as I'm concerned. Blood really means nothing. That whole blood is thicker than water is the most bullshit thing I've ever heard in my life, in many ways, for me.
For sure.
Even coming from someone who's like, I'm black, so I need to know my blackness. Like, no, that's bullshit. It's affection. It's effective relationship, but it was hard. And something that when I took my sociology degree, I started to have the language for that shift, because there was a lot of me trying to be myself without grasping one part of myself that was like, this is my heritage, this is my culture, this is my history. And no one else could give that to me other than that part of myself. So yeah, that what I would say was the challenge. But the beauty of it was that I had my mom. It was her and I for most of it. And we were best friends for a very long time. This is going to sound terrible, but I'm really glad that it was just her and I, and that my father was not in the picture for it. Because we both would have been very different women. I would not have been a woman that runs with wolves if I had been with my father.
Wow, yeah.
No way at all. Neither would my mother. And she leads the pack in many ways.
Do you think you chose your family?
Always.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So, take this shit in, right? So if I had been in the family that I was born into biologically, the person that I am right now, and these practices that I was doing, that I'm meant to do, because it's actually in my many lives that I've lived before, as I've been unpeeling, going through my Akashic records, I would have never been able to achieve that. My grandmother, my adoptive mother's mother, was in a very tumultuous relationship with my grandfather. She needed to be free. She took a trip with her daughters to the Bahamas and did not come back for a very long time. Very long time. She lived there. A woman, black woman, in the Bahamas said to my white grandmother, I don't know why yet, but I need to teach you what I know.
Wow.
And she studied Ovia under her. The first tarot deck I was ever given was given to me by my grandmother. My adoptive grandmother. She's the only person who in my adoptive family was in the room when I was born. She saw the first curl come out, and she was the one who called my mother and said she's black. And she tells me to this day that the reason that she learned that was so that she could teach me. I picked every aspect of my life. Our goal is to come into this life that we are existing in. We pick it so that we can heal the traumas and the pains of our ancestors before us, so that we can assist our community as we live in it that day, and how we need to see it grow from generation to generation as the prophecies have been given, and so that we can heal ourselves as beings continually, again and again. It's all about ascension, and it makes so much sense. I know it sounds insane.
No,
but it makes
I
so
love
much
you.
sense.
I love you.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, so no, 100%. And if that's not proof enough, if that's not proof, I have no idea what is. I have absolutely no idea what it is. Because literally, my grandmother has tried to teach all of her daughters. My Aunt Cindy is the only one who picked up on it. And she has never stopped with me. She's never stopped with trying me. I was scared when I was small. But no one picked up on it. And now it's like, it's me. It's me. I'm still here. I'm still here, and I still want to do it, and I'm still intrigued.
This city is full of amazing people. Yeah. Even though you will eventually leave us, the city. No, but that's a part of the city. People kind of come in and out of the city.
Yeah, and that's part of it,
Toronto.
right? I've always known I have to go back to where there's trees, where there's water. I have to be around water and trees.
Yes, me too.
I need that for my own sake. Because I don't like looking out my window and seeing all glass. You know, it gives me a little bit of anxiety. And I was just like, I want a backyard with a Nile.
When we're both done for the day, because I work 6 days a week.
She works
between my two jobs.
Her schedule is a lot.
I go to bed, or I'm trying to practice, or I watch Steven Universe.
What is that?
Because it gets me away from life.
Is it
It's the best fucking
cartoon?
cartoon show in the world.
Yeah,
I love that. You're like, this must be a cartoon.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Steven's Universe. But it's like a cartoon,
Universe.
one of those cartoons that like it makes you just like, oh,
Oh, it's brilliant.
Does it push the envelope a little?
It's
Of
about
course,
yeah,
100%.
it's
Gender fluidity,
yeah,
queer relationships,
racism,
women holding power,
it's a whole
and
bunch
like goddess
about
goddess
yourself
culture.
because they're all crystals.
They're all
All
crystals.
the characters are crystals,
but they're all
Oh,
women.
wow.
it's all
And
about
when they manifest
fusion.
their
It's
form,
about a
they're all
whole
women.
So
bunch
who's
of
Steven?
Steven.
Steven.
We're so excited. Is the child of a male human
and a crystal
gem.
Wow.
So
Amethyst.
like his mom
rose
is
quartz.
rose quartz.
Oh.
So he's the heart
He's love.
center. And all of them actually embody a lot of the things that the different crystals, like if you look into them and know them,
Yeah. It's really
they
cool.
embody a lot of what those crystals are supposed to help you embody. They carry those personalities.
So-
They talk about meditation.
Yeah.
They talk about what relationships are. They talk about abusive relationships. Like,
Wow.
everything.
because the fusion of two crystals is actually a queer partnership. I don't care what anyone says.
No,
When
but
they-
it is,
It
because
is
they're
gay
both-
sex, and I love it. Like, I love it.
Oh.
It's like
You have
they
to
dance,
dance.
and they have to love each other, and
You
there's
have to
usually
like
like legs
people.
opening, and then like they grab each other, and they
Wow.
fuse into a bigger crystal. So like something like smoky quartz, which is like super grand but really grounding and super strong. Nothing unfazes
it's
you. It
cool.
can help you
Yes.
carry yourself through the world with no fear of who you are. You're centered, and therefore nothing challenges you. And that's who the character of that one is. But in order for them to stay fused, they have to be communicating. They have to be flowing energetically in a
Yeah,
positive way.
they
Their
have
love
to
vibrations
be
have to be high.
flowing.
Wow.
This shit is so
Okay.
fucking real.
Is
Yeah.
it meant
And
for
it's a
adults?
kid's show. No, it's
Oh,
a
so
children's
that's
show.
amazing.
That's why I love
This
that.
is on TV?
Yeah, Cartoon Network.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know, right? Go check an episode.
But
They're
what
like
I
11
think
minutes.
is interesting about Steven is that he's a little boy.
He's
He's the only
male,
really
like,
little boy character that's like other than his dad really. But not only is he a little boy, he's super sensitive and he's full of all these emotions.
He flips the whole
He-
idea of what being a man or a boy is.
yeah, and that's what
And
I
it's
think
amazing.
is really cool
It's
about
so
it.
awesome.
Because it's like also it's like it shows you that it's okay. Like you can cry. I feel like boys are just like told like from a young age that there's certain things you can't do,
Yeah.
like cry or show emotions and da da da. And
They have a whole
I'm
episode about
such a
moving
crier.
through the pain so that you
Wow.
can get to the other side. It's literally,
Wow.
the whole thing is him telling Connie, it's okay that something bad happened. Don't push it away. We need to move through it. Move through it, because if you don't move through it, then we can't fuse as Stefani. We can't be who we need to be. And so she has to cry and talk about it and get over it, and then he has something happen and he's like, I'm trying to hide it. No, don't hide it. We need to feel it and move through it so we can get to the other end.
Wow.
And let it go.
Yeah.
Do you think it's the intention of the cartoonist?
I totally think Rebecca Sugar means that. Well, she is a writer or was a writer on Adventure Time, and then started this new series. And simple shit like this, like, it pushes the envelope, because at almost every convention she does, in every conversation, someone says, so why haven't you made a male gem yet? We want a male gem. And she smiles at them and goes completely over the question. Because the fact, like, it's so, like, that to me is evident enough of the fact that it is having people, like, reconsider the fact that almost everything, especially in children's worlds, is centered around the little boy, the little boy's experience, and then how's the little girl going to get the little boy's attention. Almost every single kid's show is about that. This one has nothing to do with boys, nothing to do with their penises, nothing to do with whether they're fighting or battling or anything. It's about inner battle. It's about inner
it's about
struggle
love
and
yourself.
about you being a person.
Yeah.
Like when Connie and Steven fuse,
They're
they're
turning into
Stefani,
which
and
is,
someone
like,
asks, "What are
beautiful,
you?"
like
The hair's
flowy
flowing,
hair,
they're
Yeah.
tall, they're
tall,
grand,
like, but
and
this
someone
is a
asks,
boy
"Who
and a
are
girl."
you?" And what's her response? I am an experience.
Yeah.
You have that tattooed
Oh
on
my
the side of your
gosh.
thigh, and I love that. That's my favorite tattoo of yours.
Here, I'll show you. I don't mind. I'll pull my pants down.
That's
My boxers are clean. Yeah. It says girl, cross it out. It says boy, cross it out.
Nice.
And it says an experience. Yeah.
That's beautiful. You have all sorts of stories on you, don't you?
Yeah.
I remember you showed us your tattoo when you were working behind your arm.
Oh
What was
yeah,
that,
they eat me.
I love
It's
it.
the universal pussy.
You should get a picture of that. You want a picture of that?
I love it.
My mom hates this one. It's so funny. She's like, that one's disgusting. You shouldn't have done that one." She likes my alien though. Yo, I actually got approval on one. This one she likes.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
This one she's like, that's kind of cute.
I like I come in peace.
The joke is too, she did this one on me, And then she goes, "Oh, the alien's so cute." Crosses her leg and tattoos it on herself.
So I noticed do you not shave?
No, I haven't started since I started dating her, actually. It's because I actually realized I don't really want to.
Yeah.
I used to tell myself, I was like, it makes me feel better about me. No, it was for the people that I was dating because they were freaked out by hair or somehow meant that implied a lack of cleanliness. And I don't, like, and it doesn't. And so now I'm just like, actually, I don't care to shave, so I'm not going to. And
she does when she wants to.
Yeah,
like,
sometimes I still do. Yeah.
She'll do it.
Every now and again, but yeah, I'm not worried about it anymore because it's a lot of work. Like, and especially for me with thick, dark, curly hair, it's a lot of physical work. I get ingrown.
Yeah.
It takes me an hour. Why am I gonna put that effort in for what? You know. And besides, you like hair, actually.
Yeah.
When my mustache starts growing in, you get amped. You fucking love that shit. You know you do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care because I know I don't want anybody telling me that I gotta shave.
Right.
So I'm like, to you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing me. Sometimes I shave, sometimes I don't. It all depends on the time of the day, just how I feel on that day. I love the reaction of people too, like, especially on the subway.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I'm going to the subway and then you just put your arm up to hold the
Do you see those?
All the people like
that could be like a little, like a film. What happens when you go out the door,
That's a short film in and of itself.
Yeah.
It says so fucking
like
much.
everybody's like,
People always do get shocked by my legs, though. It's like the
I
armpits
mean,
are okay,
you get it way
but
more
my leg,
shocked
well,
than I
because
do.
I'm really hairy. Like, I'm actually really a hairy person. I remember I had someone tell me when I was like 13, I broke up with them in that second. He was like, "Why are your arms so hairy?" And I was like, "I don't know, because they are." I was like, "I don't know my genealogy. Like, what the fuck do you want?"
Exactly.
Like, I don't know because they are. And he goes, "You should shave it." And I was like, "You should not date me anymore. I think that'd be a good idea because I'm not going through all of that work. I did it once. It took forever. If I have this much hair on my body and I'm really that hairy, why am I trying to fight that so hard if it's not for me?" If it's not for me, why am I trying to fight that so hard? And I could pretend like it was for me. I was lying to myself the whole fucking time. I need kombucha so bad. I'm really just excited to drink at work today.
maybe we'll swing by and get one.